Hey, everybody. I promised my mother I would do this show much more professionally, and there I've already screwed it up.
You're fucking up.
Damn, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing now. Where's my video? There it is.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
You want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taylor.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your Majesty.
And now here's your host, John Taylor.
God bless America. I'll tell you what, right now, I do not know what the hell I'm doing because I got so many things going on in my brain. I almost just now pressed the end broadcast button, thinking I was shutting off the video. So I think probably the wisest thing that I should do right now is to throw it over to my friend Jesse Martin and say, you are in control of this shit because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. My brain is scattered everywhere.
You had a big old brain fart for the day, right?
Well, I get paid to think until 4:30 or something.
Well, we are in minicamp, and it's the beginning, man, and we got like to welcome our buddy from across the pond.
Scott Hartley.
How you doing, old Scott Hartley?
I'm all right, gents. Yeah,
busy
at the moment.
My
really
busy for week
for
one.
September. Yeah, for September. The Wheeler cheese. I'm sporting the old school t-shirt. Yeah.
All right. I got two things to say about that. For one, Jesse, you got to back off your mic a little bit. You're a little freaking intimidated. And number two, holy shit. You know what? I'm going to give you an impression of a guy that was working in the print shop when Keith and Jesse ordered those t-shirts. Hey, we got any more yellow ink? We're going to need a lot of yellow ink.
Especially if it's for me, John. You've seen the size of me.
Oh, no, dude. I'm not even going to get into that. I've already gotten into one corny-ass stupid joke. Yeah, minicamp did begin today, which actually means I start to actually care about how things are going.
Yesterday.
So, yeah, who has some insights as to how things are going? What do you guys see?
Look, this is it's the time of the year where shit's upside down. You just don't know. You don't fucking know. I mean, they're not even fucking doing running plays right now. But what I have seen, a little bit that I've seen, Chase Young is back. He's here, so people can stop fucking freaking out. And he looks pretty damn good. I mean, the small clips that we've seen, he looks like he has his burst. Yes, he's wearing a knee brace, but it doesn't seem like it's hindering him whatsoever. I think he's going to be in for a big year. Montez Sweat had a freaking press conference today, and he seems like when he mentioned doing what Duran and John Allen did and just playing their balls off to go get that contract, he actually brought that up. So he was talking about him and Chase. So as close as they are, I mean, they're really good friends. I mean, they spent the off season together working out, and they've done that ever since, they've been together on the defensive line.
I think that they are gay.
You never know, but if they are, whatever floats your boat,
All right. Well, it's not up to me. I thought maybe we were breaking some news here.
No. But I think they both realize how big of a motherfucking season this is for each one of them. And I think you're going to see that portrayed on the field.
Well, yeah, I said that when they didn't pick up the option. I said, look, what they've done is they've hung a bag of money up off of a branch. And they said, okay, which one of you guys can go up and get it?
Yeah.
Right. And so right now I'm not, I listened to Kime today, and he says that Young is looking okay, but nobody's hitting anybody right now. I like that he says he feels a lot better. I like that he says he trusts it a lot better. But nobody's hitting him yet, so I'm not going to state anything yet. I did like to hear about Montez Sweat squatting a ball back at Howell.
Yeah, that was good.
Words with him. That was pretty nice. I mean, overall, I've heard pretty good things about pretty much everybody. But that's kind of what I'm expecting. Well, although I'd love to know why it is that, Eric Bieniemy threw everybody off the field. Scott, do you know anything about that?
No, I don't really know a lot about that. I've watched Ron Rivera's press conference. There's a lot talking about the heat and about heat index and how they might have to practice in the bubble tomorrow. And
I think they were talking about the smoke. They were talking about smoke.
I was going to say it's beautiful out here right now for June.
Yeah, there's a huge fire in Canada, like a whole country fucking away.
400 fires in Canada.
Yeah. So, and actually here in a little town in Southern Virginia, it's smoky here. So we're catching some of that too, and they were stating today, if it does get bad enough, we'll just go into the bubble.
Scott, Scott has a concept of this because you've probably been through haboobs, haven't you? Is that what they call them? Those big sandstorms?
Yeah, I've been through them. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's not like that. We've got visibility, but think about it this way, dude. I've got it. It looks like there's a big fire in my neighborhood. Maybe two blocks down. Yeah. That's how much smoke is in here, and it's from 400 wildfires up in Canada.
Yeah. It looks like 18th century London then.
Without all the horse shit in the streets.
Right. But yeah, apart from that, Jesse, it is as it is. I get really bored at this time of the season. It doesn't interest me one bit.
It's good. It's you start to feel like, okay, football season
around the corner,
starting to like kick up, but after next Tuesday, we're going to get into a month lull of nothing.
The doldrums.
Yeah. So
this is the time of year I start learning people's names, and then my preseason, I'm calling my son. Who the hell was that? What? Who's 14? Who's 23?
No, it's good. Listen, this is a very important time for the team. They're learning, especially for the offense, and they're starting from scratch and learning new. And I like what's going on. I like hearing that Sam has a good series and then takes a step back and forth. That actually tells you that he's fucking learning. And you want the mix between some good defense and some good offense. If you have one team, one side just dominating the whole time, that does nobody any good.
Today I read that Jonathan Allen basically yelled out quite loudly and, to make sure everybody realized we're not allowed to hit y'all and nobody's rushing,
Yeah.
So
I heard
everybody
that
got the message that, okay, really, these guys are taking it easy on you.
Yeah.
Did you,
the thing I'm liking to read about Hal is his coachability. He makes a good throw, he makes a bad throw, and as long as he's not freaking crying about it, I like that. Go ahead, Scott.
Sorry, did you see that Warren Sapp was back at training again, standing on the sled and giving a bit of coaching to the defense, which is really good, especially the edge rushers.
Love that he was here last year. Love that he's here this year. You bring, and that's another reason why I love the fact that Ryan Kerrigan's a coach on this team. You get good quality players that are coming in here and taking things that they've learned through the years and teaching it to these young guys. That can only help.
I like the things today Jeff Scanini got all over Casey Toohill, and there's video.
He did. I did hear that. Why are you bouncing? Why'd you hop in?
He called him like a fucking, it's not Easter or something like that.
Yeah, he said, Peter Rabbit's the fuck. Yeah, I like that. But I did like that Eric Bieniemy apparently went in and threw everybody in the first team huddle out.
Yeah,
told them all to get the fuck. We have video of that.
He's demanding excellence, and you know what? We need that. I see people on Twitter. Oh, I think he's yelling too much. No, he's not. He may not be yelling enough. This guy comes from an excellence. He comes from a team of fucking excellence, and that's what he's bringing here. That's what this team, this offense, they fucking won that. Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel. These aren't divas. Okay, these are not diva fucking players. These guys are coming to work every fucking day.
Look at the programs they come from.
That's what I mean.
Programs, high expectation programs. These guys they excel. So. Yeah, and I don't have a problem at all with him getting in anybody's face about anything. Because I've been reading some of these people are saying things like, that'll work all the way up until August, and these pros will get tired of it. Well, yeah, really. Well, how many rings did this guy just get?
What did they fucking won? They haven't won shit.
They didn't seem to mind out in Kansas City. And anybody that had a problem with him, well, they didn't get a ring last year. Now, did they? They went someplace else. So.
Got
I
benched.
don't have a problem with
Slim
it.
Shady.
We do have an exclusive here on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. We got some video of Eric Bieniemy clearing the huddle. So apparently he's fucking serious.
He is fired up. One thing I did like was Phil Mathis today. He is apparently having a really good camp so far. I mean, they were telling him to slow down and not try and break the bench. It was break that sled. He was smashing the shit out of that sled. So Big Phil's obviously back as well, and we were unlucky not to see him. I mean, what did we get? A series out of him? Maybe a quarter.
I think a couple of plays actually.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how they go, but. This is one thing I was looking at again was the depth really that we've got in that defensive side of the ball now.
So good.
I mean, I'm looking at it going, Ridgeway's now fourth choice potentially, maybe even fifth, and you're like, hold on, this is ridiculous. The actual depth that we have got now in this squad, which is great. I'm not looking forward to Ron Rivera being there when you've got to go from 90 man down to 53 at the very end. There's going to be some seriously tough cuts there. I probably get interested in around about the end of training camp and into the joint practice. I'll be very interested in that. And then I'll be very interested when we get into preseason, obviously where we go from there. But right now, as long as everyone stays healthy, everyone looks good. That's
what it's all about right now.
That's fine for me. Yeah.
For me, that's what it's all about, all the way up until you guys and I get together and go to the game. Because preseason games, and you want to hear good things, you want to see good things, but at the end of the day, we fans aren't seeing much, especially preseason games. They don't game plan for shit. I want to see him hit his receiver in stride. That's it. But don't act like you remember when Steve Spurrier game planned for a preseason game and they blew somebody out in fucking Japan. I guess you probably don't. You were young. Remember that? They went, well, God dang, this goddamn NFL's easy. Look at this shit. He went out and blew out, I think it was San Francisco in Kyoto. He blew them out, and they were like, God dang. It's like, well, no shit, dude. You went in there with a fucking game plan. You went in there with your college boy game plan, and then you tried that shit in the regular season. Well, God dang, this NFL ain't so 5-11. Dang good.
This whole off-season training camp, it's all about the offense. It's all about the offense. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna tell you something right now. This defense
stay healthy. Offense,
this defense is good, and I'm trying not to get too excited too ahead of myself, but I think this defense is going to be one of the best we've seen in Washington and since the Super Bowl era. I think it can be that goddamn good. The depth, like Scotty had said, the depth that has been built. Say what you want about Ron Rivera. He's built a good fucking squad. And yes, slower than most people want. I mean, obviously, a new coach comes in. They want a Super Bowl within 2 years.
Fourth year. That's really not.
Does that. Yeah, he's going into his fourth year. He's going into his fourth year.
Right,
but
we're on the cusp if we can get good quarterback play.
But we're talking about a player like Benjamin St. Juste might not even crack in the starting roster here. We're actually I'm
loving everything I'm hearing about the freaking the defensive backs. Everything, especially about Quan Martin. I am loving what I hear about.
We're listen. Benjamin St. Juste was our best cornerback last year. Okay, and we're now talking about he might not be a starter.
He was their best until he got hurt, and then Fuller picked it up and was very good. So yeah, I mean, I like the way that they're doing things. Doing different things with them, showing where these rookies can play, where they can go. Because
Ridgeway could go start on other teams.
I think that when you have we all wonder, why don't they have linebackers? Why don't they have linebackers? Well, they like the way Cam Curl plays that, and they're going to like the way that Percy Butler,
Derek Forrest,
they're going to and Quan Martin. They're going to show him how to do these kinds of things, so you can take some of the pressure off of these bodies. They're not built for playing, down at the line like linebackers are. They're going to flash in and make a shot. So yeah, you've got. I hate to. Everybody's tired, and fucking Ron saying position flex, but fucking it's important as shit.
Yeah,
especially
and listen, don't beat around the bush here too. He had to do this with the talent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the freaking Dallas Cowboys. He had to do something to try to combat that too. to try to put us in a position. I mean, those teams are loaded with talent, and especially offensive talent.
The Eagles. I'm glad you brought him up. Did you see that they failed to get Russell Wilson?
Yes,
these motherfuckers don't know when to quit, do they?
Yeah. No, they tried to get Russell Wilson before Jalen Hurts had that great year he had last year.
Either they couldn't see that coming, or they just, like I said, they don't know when to quit.
Listen, I'm sorry, I wasn't high on Jalen Hurts either. He shocked the hell out of me. I didn't think he was going to do it, but I will tell you this:
nobody thought he had an arm, which I thought was ridiculous.
It's the team itself that was built around him definitely helps him. I don't think he's as good as a quarter. Listen, he's good. Listen, I'm not trying to take that away, but I think the players around him make him that much better.
Scott, pay attention. God damn it. Listen.
I am.
Listen, God damn it. Listen.
One thing I was going to.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I was going to make a joke because every time you take a drink, it goes blurry on the bottle and it looks like you're being filmed by Inside Edition or something. Yeah.
No, that's cool, man. Don't worry.
Scott with this mystery drink. What is Scott drinking? All right,
it's
so
black currant today.
Go ahead.
But yeah, it's just the depth, as we spoke about before, Jesse and John. It's one of them where you look now and you think to yourself, we signed a free agent cornerback in Cam Dantzler and cut him because he didn't make the grade
and took a big cap. I mean, it's aside from
then,
enough cap.
That's what I'm saying. But then you take that and you go, right, he is not making the grade through training camp for whatever reason. That tells you straight away that people like Castro Fields and Wild Goose are actually doing better than they thought they were going to do. So when you think about the depth in the corner room and you look back now and you go, right, we've got Forbes, we've got Quan Martin can play there, we've got Fuller, we've got St. Juice, we've got Castro Fields, we've got Wild Goose. How is Cam Dantzler now in the 6th or 7th,
he's gone.
Corner?
They cut him.
I know he's gone. Yeah. I know he's gone now.
Yeah.
But that's like that makes you then think, Jesus, we've got this guy in who was a former high draft pick.
One thing that's been interesting about Ron, all right, and his off seasons is that we go from positions where we are weak to positions of strength rather quickly. All right. And I mean, linebacker, I'm just going to ignore because obviously they are. So I'm going to just stop complaining about it. I think I see their plan. They're going to use this hybrid a lot more often. And like I just said, they got more guys that can do it so that they can save the wear and tear on the bodies and cycle them in and out. So I guess I'm on board with that because it works. Right. It's working for them. So let them do it. Right now, like you said, Jesse, I think it's all about the offense. But one more thing I want to talk about on defense. We haven't done one of these in a while. So let me just pull one of these up real quick. Let's see. And it would be this one.
Sit down and shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Sit the fuck down and shut up. Shut up and sit down. Will you shut up? Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
And that's for you, Dove fucking Kleiman. I know you're watching this goddamn podcast from all the way over there in Tel Aviv or wherever the fuck you are. Fucking hyping up Bro Bible, who had a story about Chase Young being on the goddamn trade block. Holy shit.
And what pisses me off even more is you have fans and writers actually picking up on the headline. And I had a conversation with somebody that you guys know. We've had him on the podcast before. I do respect his opinions a lot. And
who was that? You're not going to drop the name?
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to him. I'll do it off camera. But listen. Everybody, some people they hate Ron Rivera so much. It's like he pisses in their Wheaties every fucking morning, and they're forced to drink it. They try to pick.
Wheaties, you deserve it.
They try to pick up each and every little fucking thing and try to blame it on him, which it just doesn't make any sense. They're trying to blame shit on Ron and Jason that a shit that happened before they were fucking here. They're putting blame on them, and I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, do you like? He wrote the tweet yesterday. This staff does everything backwards, and it was pertaining to this. I'm like, read the fucking article. It was a joke. It wasn't even the media. They go for shock and awe. Okay,
well,
they go for clicks, and it has nothing to do with this team actively trying to trade Chase Young whatsoever. So, and I'll tell you this too.
Go ahead.
Their phone should stay on for anybody on the team because nobody is untradeable at any point during the time of the year. We don't have a Pat Mahomes. We don't have a Josh Allen on this team.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, look, the fact of the matter is when they didn't pick up his 5th-year option, they signaled to anybody that, okay, everything's on the table because why not? We'll listen. That doesn't mean anything. It's like these people, they were getting all pissed off about, oh my God, they made phone calls and they were about trading up for this Forbes guy. Oh my God. Yeah, they made a phone call. They found out, oh yeah, it's too much.
Ron Rivera's so stupid. I can't believe they'd be doing this. This is so stupid. So stupid.
I know.
You're fucking stupid.
Right. What are you gonna do? They called. What if something would have happened? What if they would have caught Bill Belichick at a moment where he had some gas or something? Oh God damn! Oh, that Chinese food. Jesus. Yeah, fine. I'll trade. I'll give you this and give you that and give you this and give you that. Just send me a frickin' Maalox. Right. So. You might get lucky. You never know, right? Fuck it. Yeah. All you got to do is hang up the phone. But in this case, if you read the article, the only person in it that has any kind of quotations around the words he's saying is Albert fucking Breer, who I like. He's a good journalist. But Albert Breer said that he thinks that if anybody wants to talk about a pass rusher, he suggests they call the cat.
Yeah, that's all.
That was it. And the link, because, they have the link in there that says suggest they call the Commanders. And you think, oh, well, there's a link to it. There's a bigger story. There must be something there. Well, click through the link. You know what it is? It's his day before camp roundup. And in the bottom of it, you have a fucking half a paragraph that says Chase Young showed up at camp today. And that's it. That was it. Yeah. And Doug fucking Kleiman, you ran with that son of a bitch. And you got everybody all fucking flustered and crying and whining.
Sit down and shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up! Sit the fuck down and shut up! Shut up and sit down. Will you shut up? Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
Right. Anyway, Scott, how are you?
I've got to say, shout out to
Andy Burrows. Welcome him to the chat. What's up?
Oh, hey,
mate. The goat. I'd like to just mention the Commanders episodes that we have, the episode log that had Emmanuel Forbes on, and we talked about.
That was amazing, dude.
Very, very, very good. I really like the way that they're doing that and bringing that out. The camera work on there is fantastic.
Yeah.
Almost as if we might get Hard Knocks. Who knows? But anyway, we can maybe talk about that another time. I do think that was really, really good to see. And as you said, John, what a load of absolute bollocks.
That shirt, Scotty, it looks like it's being shoved up your chin.
It looks like he's holding a Pac-Man pillow, like his little
the wheel of cheese himself. Oh shit.
Oh, sorry, Scotty. This is funny.
He's sorry on 2 levels, Scott. He sold you that damn thing.
I didn't.
No, he's going to go change. We went and shamed him into changing his shirt. So I read today that, I think I was reading Keim. That's the guy I'll quote because I like Keim. I think he's a journalist. He's a reporter.
He is.
Happened, and that's it. I found out this week that Chris Russell blocked me because some dipshit you saw the guy, the fucking pinhead, always with his Sam Howell hate. Pulling up Chris Russell as some kind of source. Chris Russell said, let me tell you what Chris Russell said. Now. So anyway, now I forgot what I was talking about because Chris Russell entered my mind. And of course, once that happens, everything's vacant. Scott, what's your new t-shirt? What do you got on now?
So this one, John, I've got on the DC Tweet Team podcast, which is another oldie, but Goldie. This is the stage where I went through all of my podcasters. I bought all of their merch for some stupid reason.
Twitter would be a freaking war zone if we got Hard Knocks.
It would be.
It really would usually Hard Knocks is announced in March. They have not announced Hard Knocks yet.
I read today that they were favoring the Jets, but who knows whether that means anything. What I read.
Okay, but then why haven't they picked them?
I guess I don't know.
I think they should go with the Jets, but the Commanders have some interesting fucking storylines.
We do,
with the new ownership.
We have never been on either.
Yeah,
and we've been, and we were with Ron Rivera coming on board. That was the one time that probably made the most sense. But then you couldn't do it if he was in his first year. So now would be like prime for them to have the opportunity to do it, especially with new ownership coming on board.
Do you know if they're going to do that internal one, where, like in season one that they did for?
Yeah.
I think they did it for the Colts and they did it for the Cardinals as well.
I think that's a regular thing now. I never watched the in season ones.
It's pretty good still. Still pretty good. So maybe we get that, or the Jets get that. Who knows?
I'll tell you something. That in season stuff's not all that's all it's cracked up to be, you know. It's fucking hard buying cocaine with all the cameras. I'll tell you something. Right.
I think the Jets would be better in season, and we did it preseason. I think just because I just think the ownership change would be good TV.
Yeah, I think it would. And the NFL does like to put the best foot forward when a struggling franchise has a change that they think that they can market. And that I think is one of them. No more Dan Snyder, right? You got the new quarterback, you got Eric Bieniemy. You're right, they're loaded. You got Chase Young coming back. Chase
Young, the defensive line. I mean, that's a storyline right there.
So what's your favorite?
Battling cancer and dealing with all that stuff, and this is his last year to prove. He's got a lot to prove. I think it would be
Eric
good.
Bieniemy out from the shadows of Andy Reid. There's so many storylines there. Yeah. Many storylines.
I can tell you this: we do have video here of Eric Bieniemy destroying the huddle today. Apparently, he was pissed off. So here he goes. That was after Cole Turner false started. Time. What happened there?
The 9% body fat Cole Turner. Yeah, right. I mean,
right. The offensive line was just a hair off, and
he's bringing the heat, man. He's bringing the heat.
I like it.
Yeah, so do I. I really do. I
like it. Now I forgot what the hell we were talking about before I went off on that. But
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks, that's right. So I wouldn't mind seeing it. I was going to ask, what's your favorite Hard Knocks moment? There's been 25 years of them now.
The guy at the Jets who turned up to the Jets facility, tried to get in.
Yeah, that was a good one.
They must have cut me, man.
That's my second favorite cut. That's my second favorite cut.
Okay.
My favorite one was Rod Gardner, former Washington Redskins 50-50. Rod Gardner, right? Wide receiver we drafted in the first round for all you youngsters that don't remember. I think Marty Schottenheimer drafted him, didn't he? Yep. Was it Schottenheimer that drafted him? Either way, Rod Gardner was playing for the Chiefs, and the rookies had to go out and get some donuts, right? So Rod Gardner rode along with some rookie wide receiver. And they had the camera with him, and he's telling them all the ins and outs. Let me tell you how to be a wide receiver in the NFL, and this is what you got. Let me be the veteran presence for you. I'll be doing all of this. And they got back with the donuts, and as soon as he opened the door, they met him at the door and said, "Coach wants to see you. Bring your playbook." Shit. They made sure they got the donuts first.
Oh man.
All right. Anyway. So anything else from camp that's been impressing you? Anything that's been good? I've been hearing good things.
The tight ends, man.
Cole Turner, I've heard good things about him.
The tight ends. I think I think Logan Thomas and Cole Turner are in for a big year. I'm hearing Thomas looks really, really good.
Hodges is getting some love too, and
sure,
we did like.
They're all making all four of them are making the 53. I can probably guarantee that. I mean, they're talking about putting 3 tight end sets out there on a regular basis.
Sure, why not? Let people wonder what the fuck we're coming at them with. We got receivers at tight end that can block. We got running backs that can flare out of the backfield. I mean, dude, we could come in with a 3 tight end set and end up with 5 basically wide receivers out in the pattern.
Yeah.
What's one thing that also impressed me was a little nugget that came from Ron Rivera's press conference today was about Siddiq Charles and Chris Paul. Mentioned
what did I tell
you? Doing well.
What did I tell y'all? I told y'all Chris Paul will eventually take over, I think, at guard. And Ron Rivera said today that Chris Paul's dipping right at his heels.
Yeah,
So,
but he did
just
say
watching.
at left guard and at right guard. And he also said they're looking to try and train him to play tackle as well.
Well, he said it might do it just in case, because one thing that we are a little bit lacking in depth is at the tackle spot. So
yeah, I think that's a high priority. I haven't seen actually too many of the June 1st supposed cuts, man.
It's been usually you hear about that all over the NFL, and it's been relatively
very quiet.
Well, because they are allowed now to trickle them out. You can designate them and whatever, and then you've got guys like we've got right now that we're waiting on finishing rehabbing. I mean,
and the cuts are different this year too. I think you cut all of them at the same time.
You do all of them down to 53, 90 to 53.
That's
it's a big one.
Yeah,
especially when you. So do you wait? Do you wait until the cuts have happened after training camp and go, or can I pick someone up immediately on the waiver wire? Or do you go, right, well, we need to think about what we're doing now post June 1st. We know Andrew Norwell's gone.
I think they're going to want someone with experience and someone that's been with the team this year. So I would imagine. I mean, even though they make the cuts all at one time, there's still going to be cuts beforehand. I'm sure, especially for veterans. Teams are going to want to cut them to give them a chance to latch on to another team. Before the 2 weeks before the season. Starts. That's what I would think.
Right. So if I'm hearing this correctly, and I don't know that I am because I'm distracted by a million things going on right now in my house. Okay. So like Norwell. So him, what's his name at center? I've already forgotten his name. He's good as cut. We loved him, but now Keith is still home.
Roulier,
right?
He's gone.
I've already forgotten his name. Right. But okay. So I know he's back healthy enough to be cut, right? I know that they say that they're waiting on Norwell for health to be released.
But Chase has already been cut.
Okay, I didn't know that he actually was the day that he was actually released. I saw that there was a lot of talk about it, but I don't think I ever saw it.
Yeah, he was a June. They designated him for June 1. Now they can't cut Norwell until he gets released off of. They can cut him with the injury settlement, but they don't want to fucking pay him the injury settlement.
I don't know. I mean, shoot, they just paid Dantzler money. I mean, not necessarily paid him, but that was a cap hit that we took just to get rid of him.
Yeah,
that made no sense whatsoever.
Well,
I don't think it was.
I understand why. It was a little bit of cap hit, but it wasn't that much. But I understand why they did that.
It was less than $1 million.
They did not go in. They weren't going in. They didn't expect to get two defensive backs in the draft, so they wanted to make sure they had something. Sign some at least quality depth in Cam Dantzler. So once they got Quan Martin and Forbes, the writing was on the wall for him anyways.
Well, I think there had to been something else there anyway. I mean, the Vikings gave up on him really quick. Wasn't he a first-round pick of theirs?
No,
I think it was
a third round pick.
Third round, yeah.
Sorry, second day pick. But yeah, so they gave up on him relatively quickly. We picked him up and gave up on him again.
It's interesting, isn't it? That I mean, the other thing as well that I was thinking about and looking at here is we're now in the cap space with 14 million, I believe, is where we're at. And the one thing that worries me is all of the draft picks have been signed except for Emmanuel Forbes and Quan Martin, still unsigned.
Done. Yeah, they're in camp.
Yeah,
I know they're in. I know they're in camp.
They can't start. They can't start training camp until then. But it's all they're slotted. All these are. It's all about the details, the wording, and they'll get it done. Yeah.
And I mean,
nowadays these rookie contracts, there's really nothing as far as a player side they can really do to feasibly hold out. It's not like that anymore.
And not very smart if they do. Not at number 16.
Yeah.
No. And I think what was Martin second round. So
yeah.
No, I don't know. For one, that's a little surprising that he's not signed yet, but it might be a school thing. You never know. Sometimes they have rules about how long they have to wait before they're allowed to sign their contract after they graduate, or if they've graduated yet. And he might not have actually graduated yet. I don't know. It's a fucking shit like that. But Forbes at number 16, it's not going to take long to figure out what his number is going to be. He's not going to be sitting down there in the top 5 waiting to see when number 6 signs his deal and then when number 5 signs his deal. So yeah, 17, 18, 19, they're going to sign on relatively quickly. I'm not too concerned.
All good things coming out about Emmanuel Forbes. He's the real deal. And
he did get roasted today, according to John Keim. He said that I had heard that Keim said that Terry had been out there running in practice in the OTAs, but was really only running about half speed. He said he was kind of surprised that I am so bad with names. Number 10. God damn it. I am so bad with names. Curtis Samuel.
Curtis Samuel's number 4 now, actually.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Right.
Yeah, he is.
He said he was running full speed, which was surprising considering it was OTAs. He said Dotson was running half speed and Terry was running half speed. But then he said at minicamp, they'll come out with a little more fire. And here we are on day one of it. And boom, Terry roasts the rookie right up the side.
There's not too many cornerbacks in the league that Terry hasn't roasted.
Sure.
The
only ones he hasn't played.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm not too concerned about it. What's the phrase that everybody overuses? Iron sharpens iron.
That's true.
It does. So go out there, try to stop him, try to catch him, try to run with him. Just don't break your scrawny ass ankles.
He is going to be a playmaker, though. I can feel that. I think he might even be my next jersey purchase. We'll see.
Well,
that's big. That's big.
Yeah. Number 13. So maybe if when you have to put tape over it and put a new name on it, you might have a quarterback.
That's what I did with Josh Norman jersey. I put tape over it, and now I just pretend it's Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, well, that's my Champ Bailey jersey. I think the last jersey I bought was Philip Ramsey.
That's how long is he? Patrick Ramsey?
Patrick Ramsey. Yeah, that's how long ago it's been. It's been 20 odd years because I'm just done buying jerseys for a fucking football team where guys stay for 2 years. Those fucking things are too expensive for guys that stay for 2-3 years and are gone.
That's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking of Forbes. I mean, he's a fresh draft pick, and he's going to be here at least 4 years or 5 years.
In the early 2000s, they weren't just gone; they were out of the league in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So
Just had a look there while you were talking to look at Cam Dantzler. He is signed today for the Buffalo Bills.
There you go. Then we might not have a cap hit.
We've got no cap hit at all for him
because he got picked up on waivers, probably.
And it is. And the only other thing that we have paid him is we've apparently paid him a guaranteed $895 million signing $95,000 signing bonus. But that apparently is null and void, and that's down as a zero. So he's cost us absolutely nothing.
That's fine. Cool. Get him the fuck out of here. And that's good. I can guarantee you that probably before we finish this podcast, somebody will tweet out, "The Bills signed Cam Dantzler. Commanders are so stupid."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
And it'll probably be Keith. Keith, we don't know where you are. If the people that are holding Keith would please, show us proof of life, then we might be able to talk to you about something. But up until then, not sure. We might send in Eric Bieniemy. We're probably going to get sued by the Toho.
Brian Robinson had a really nice catch today.
Nice
out the backfield. Yeah, man.
According to Keim, the catch of the day was oh shit. Now see, there I go with names again. I shouldn't even start a sentence. No, it was last year's punt returner that we all hated.
Oh, Dax Milne.
Dax Milne, that's the catch of the day. No, yeah, it was him. Yeah, it was him. But I think our wide receiver room is quite deep. They're so deep, I can't even remember their goddamn names. And
that's true. Really,
I don't want Dax Milne. I don't want Dax Milne gone just purely for his sister. But there you go. That's different. Well, maybe. Well, you can stick on that Instagram.
Yeah, if we've got room for a fourth string punt returner, I guess he can stick around.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
How about we just sign her for a couple of days and throw his ass out?
No, let's not go there, John. This is a family
cap move. Family. It's a cap move, and we think she can play probably just as hard as you can.
All right, so let me throw y'all a question.
All right.
Who do you think is an under the radar player that's going to have a big year? It could be offense, it could be defense.
Derek Forrest. He's going to become a name that people are going to know.
Scotty?
Going to go Curtis Samuel. I know he's not hugely under the radar, but he's your third choice if you think about it. Everyone's talking about Terry. Everyone's talking about Jahan. I think Curtis Samuel will have a really big year.
Diami Brown. I mean,
I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball, and I'm going to go Burton.
Cody Barton.
Yeah, Cody
Whitest
Barton.
name in the world.
I think he's going to have. I think
whitest name in the world.
It is. That dude's big. If he doesn't wear a fucking cowboy hat, I'll be so disappointed. His name is Cody Barton. He should have a belt buckle this big.
I think him and Jamin Davis are going to rack up tackles. I think they're going to work really well together. And from all reports, he's actually playing pretty well, flying around.
Right.
I think he could have a really, even though this defense isn't really linebacker focused on the linebackers much at all.
Still need somebody.
I think he's going to have. He's going to rack up some tackles, and they're not going to be like the Cole Holcomb tackles. They're going to be actually tackles at the line of scrimmage and, moving them forward instead of them instead of people running him over.
Yeah. Well, Cole Holcomb tackle is like when you come home at night, Scott, and you forgot to turn the light on and the goddamn welcome mat has a wrinkle in it. You fall over.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. As opposed to, I hope Jamin Davis has a good season, obviously, especially with that haircut. I mean, we've got a better hairline than he has, and he's 22. So I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Look, Cam Curl cut off his fucking
dread. He did, yeah.
Well, and I got to tell you, we're going to have to talk we're going to have another show entirely about their fashion choices because, I believe I have some things to say. And see, there's Jesse's stupid little fag dogs. And I didn't say that, but there they are. They're the little dogs that heard fashion. Yep. Somebody's talking fashion.
Holy shit.
Just to warn you guys, and I'm dead serious about this. If Sam Howell throws a touchdown in week 1, and it's not some garbage time we're getting our ass kicked touchdown. He throws a touchdown to put us on the top, or it's 14-10 or whatever. Boom, throws a touchdown. Oh! I will start howling in that stadium, and I will expect every one of us to start howling right along line. And we are going to get that shit started because I think if he's gonna do it, he's gonna be our guy. What a fucking thing, man! I swear to God, you get 60,000 people howling at the other team when he throws a touchdown pass. That would be great.
So a Twitter buddy of mine, Willie Nelson, asked me because I still think I'm the person that came up with the Heineke Hive. I believe I
probably
did. But he asked me what is the new slogan for Sam Howell, his fan club, and I came up with the Halligans, kind of a play off the hooligans,
right?
But the Halligans. So let's see if that one catches on. But no one gives me credit for the Heineke Hive, in which I'm
the Howligans.
The Howligans. I mean, the Heineke Hive wasn't a good thing. The Heineke Hive was a bunch of delusional people that had no idea what a quarterback is supposed to look like and latched onto the first thing that gave their little dick a tickle. And that was about it.
Yeah.
Really?
No,
they were like, look at him dive at the pylon. Whoa! He's great. Right? But so Howligans, I like that as just a general thing.
No, and I'm down with it. Listen, I am not saying that it's going to be our quarterback, but I got more faith in him than I have in the quarterbacks we've had since freaking Kirk Cousins.
The thing is this: I keep hearing good things, and it's not just. I mean, I've been here a long time, and I've seen bad everything, and I've heard the fucking media in this town try to put icing on fucking turd, I don't know, 100 times. When it comes to quarterbacks, they say things and they base what they're saying looks good off of just garbage. This time, I'm not so sure. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say, oh, he's going to be awesome. But I tell you what, if Eric Bieniemy is on his side, that says something to me, even though, that says something to me. If he can work with him and he can help run an offense, and you hear good things and you hear bad things, but the most important thing you hear is he's coachable, and you hear more good things than you hear bad. And
and when you hear from the likes of people that are there every day, like a John Keim,
but what about Chris Russell?
They are saying stuff. Listen, this does not look like a Taylor Heineke OTA. This doesn't look like Carson Wentz in OTAs last year. Yes, he has mistakes. He's
Sure.
a young quarterback. He's going to make mistakes. This is a good defense. He's going up against the cream of the crop in the NFL. I mean, not trying to toot the horn of this defense, but they are very good. And he's doing what a real quarterback learning a quarterback that's learning is supposed to do. He's not like putting a shit ton of balls on the dirt. Yeah, once in a while it happens, but he's making good fucking plays too. And that's what you want to see. That's the learning process with this guy. So people need to just relax. If one person, Chris Russell, say, oh, he just made a terrible throw, fucking relax, man. That shit fucking happens. Last year you heard, oh my God, Carson Wentz just threw like 4 balls in the dirt in a row. You don't hear that in a row type of thing, you know.
He threw a screen pass in the dirt in the end zone. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So listen,
George Carmy had the greatest photo of the season. Boy, he just threw it right in the ground. Oh my God!
Look, it could be a lot worse. We could be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Have you seen their quarterbacks? Oh my word!
See, that's the thing. You know, these fucking morons. They tell me all about these experts and what they know about the draft. And okay, that's the number 1 overall draft pick down there. We're looking that fucking bad, right?
Yeah,
That's
Baker
what he was.
Mayfield. Yeah,
He sure was. So yeah, enough with that stupid stuff. I think that I've had people tell me they show me charts that show how many starting quarterbacks have been successful that would come from the 5th round, and it's like they don't shop for quarterbacks in the 5th round. No kidding, you're not going to see very many, if any. They don't go looking for starting quarterbacks in the 5th round of the fucking draft. But you know, and I'm not drawing any comparisons to Tom Brady, other than to say when you talk about the experts, the greatest coach of all time gave Drew Bledsoe a 10-year Patriot for life, $106 million greatest NFL contract ever. 6 months before he got destroyed and Tom Brady went in. Yeah. And guess who never played for the Patriots again? Drew fucking Bledsoe went to play for the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
They miss shit, all right? You can't just gauge it by a draft pick. That's why I say, man, he's not a fucking 5th round pick. He's a 2nd-year player. And then there's such a world of difference when it comes to that. The thing that gets me the most excited is when I hear about the accuracy and the arm strength, how he gets the ball downfield in stride, put it on their hands in stride. That you can play with.
And you know, and just listen to the tone of the receivers, to Terry and Curtis Samuel and Jahan Doxson. They like playing with him.
Sure,
you know,
because he fucking doesn't hang them out to dry.
He's going to give them the best chance to succeed and have big years, and they know that.
They don't have to fall down to catch it, right?
Exactly. They don't have to fucking run 10 yards back towards the line of scrimmage to fucking get a ball, and knowing that they're going to get drilled as soon as they catch it.
The Cowboys game, he hit Terry dead in the hands coming over the middle, and Terry fucking dropped it.
He dropped it because he didn't think it was going to be there.
He was like, "What's it doing here?"
Right in the fucking bread basket.
We're forgetting that he had to turn the afterburners on for the first time in 3 years.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I've got
his calves, his brain called down to the calves. Wake up! Wake the fuck up! So yeah, you know, those are the things that I build excitement around, and you know, I don't think he needs to be very good. That whole big conversation that went on about him with that obsessed fella, poor guy. Started over because that's what I said in JP Finley's thread. You know, he doesn't have to be that good. You can give me one more touchdown a week. You see how they can drive. You see the players they have. If they can get it down there and score one more time a week, they can win a fuckload of games.
And
24 points a game.
They're not even working on the run game yet, guys. That's the thing. The run game is going to be a huge part of this offense. This is nothing but passing. This is nothing but getting Sam Howell prepared. They're given, and I love the fact that Ron has not committed to him as a QB1 yet.
Did you see Jacoby Brissett on the talking to the press today?
Yeah,
he was very interesting.
I saw yesterday. I think I think
yesterday.
I saw him.
Yeah. Okay.
But look, Listen, Ron said, he's going into camp as QB1. We're going to give him every opportunity to earn the job, but he's leaving that door open just in case. Because listen, let's face the facts. These coaches got to win this year. They got to win. This is for their futures. Not only Ron's, but Eric Bieniemy's too. We don't know what's going to happen after this year. We don't know if Ron's going to step away, but they're auditioning right now for the new owner. So, they're going to play whoever gives this team the best chance to win. They're hoping it's Sam. We should all hope it's Sam. I mean, but if it's not, if Sam goes into training camp and starts these preseason games and they realize, okay, maybe he can't do it, you have a seasoned veteran that's come into many offenses that can steady the ship. He's an Alex Smith. He's a dink and dunker. But he's not going to give the ball away, and he's just going to, he's not going to wow you either.
Get it downfield, man. He had some plays in Cleveland. But look, the thing about this is, I think what he's saying is not that, we're going to give him every chance to win the job. What he's saying is, look, kid, don't lose this job. It's yours if you don't lose it. Don't fucking blow it. Don't blow it, right? And what that means is he's got to get into those preseason games and play like Carson Levelwentz bad, right? Throwing the ball in the dirt in the end zone in a screenplay bad. So, yeah, and I'm dead serious because otherwise they're going to go with him. And I mean, Brissett is a fine backup, but I think that's all he's going to be. That's all he is, which is okay with me. And they're going to go with Howell unless he is so bad that you can smell him, or that our sky is the color it is, and not because of the smoke from Canada, but because of the stench coming out of FedEx Field. All right, so that's how he's going to not play. I think it's Hal's job to lose, not necessarily to win.
Sure. But I a lot of people are, especially media like Grant Danny. I just don't know why they just haven't just named him QB. We all know it's going to happen.
It goes back all the way to frickin' Sonny and Billy, man. Quarterback controversy in this town is as old as this team.
And they're still crying about, Fedarian Mathis had a knee injury and he's not wearing a knee brace, but Chase Young is 2 years
God's
after.
Sake.
It's like are you fucking serious? Like really?
Holiday Express.
Does that not show you? Does that not show you the lack of knowledge around any sort of injury that they have in sport? I mean, the dude's got two new knees because the patella tendon was completely snapped. I mean, like I've said to you before, I'd done ACL, PCL, and MCL all at the same time. And it took me 18 months to rehab. And that's in the military. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm rehabbing, getting my ass kicked and chewed every single day to get fit again so I can pass a fitness test and go back into, the military. Chase Young is going to wear a knee brace. Do you know what I mean? And because it feels comfortable because you've got that little bit of extra comfort when you're playing. Yeah. Hell, I played rugby and wore a knee brace for 2 years after. So I know why he's doing that. You know what I mean? But they have no idea, clearly, an ACL or a meniscus tear, as Phil Mathis got, is a 6 months injury.
What I want to know is not why he wears the knee brace. I don't care about the knee brace. If that helps him get a little bit of support, whatever, I don't care. I want to know why he wears something like this down the crack of his ass. That's his sweat towel. It's like a little ponytail that he has down the crack of his ass. What does that do for a player? And a lot of them do it. And I don't understand.
I don't.
You can't wipe your finger. I mean, it's forced for your fingers. What's it for? What do you even have it back there for? Is it because you got to wear those white pants right on TV, right? Which and they zoom in on those guys, and some of them, man, Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna go into the details or anything like that.
Yeah,
the brands on their jock straps, right? They're very color contrasted inside those pants. So maybe it's like a little little vanity strip he's got there, so that he's not giving everybody the old brown eye wink. Hey, we're on Ultra HD. How you doing? I don't know why he wears it other than that. So these are the things I think about when I'm watching the game. What's on? Why is Chase Young wearing that over his asshole? All right. So we really haven't. I mean, we talked a little bit about quarterbacks so far. In terms of, like I said earlier, the coachability, I'm not concerned, but I am very curious to watch how this goes with Eric Bieniemy over the course of minicamps, only a couple of days, right? But I want to see what happens over the course of the summer. If you hear anything, because players, especially players that have been here, they're not at all shy about talking about what they think, especially if they want to get out of town. So let's see how this goes and see if anybody bucks back on it. I don't think anybody.
I don't think anybody will. Not on this offense. I think this offense is embracing it, especially with your leaders like Terry McLaurin. I mean, he's the leader of the offense, and Logan Thomas too. Glad to see Leno back too, even though that did irk me a little bit more than Chase and Montez being out. But those three players essentially are your leaders on this offense, and if they're fine with it, everybody else should be fine with it too.
I'm fine with it now. I mean, I had a problem with the fact that Chase wasn't there because I think that Chase is trying. There's more to it than just showing up when you're supposed to, as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
now that he's there, at that part of that's all in the past now.
Listen, hey, he said he was in Denver working on some techniques. So they were not letting him do that here. So maybe, hey, they're not letting us. They're not going to let us pass rush at OTAs. Let's go get some work done. Him and Montez, and they need it. Listen, they need big years.
Yeah. Go ahead, Scott.
They do. The other thing I was going to say there is if you think about like what Burrows brought it up actually on his pod, and he's absolutely right. What if Chase Young has said to Ron Rivera in the close season, listen, coach, I'm going to Denver. I'm going to go and work with Von Miller again in the summer. I won't be around for OTAs, but I've got to pay for this myself. You can do that. It's your free time. It's your holiday. Yeah. You're going to get better. You're going to rehab better. Some of them techniques I've seen on like Instagram and stuff, I've never seen before, and they're not going to do that here. And if he hasn't got the confidence in the medical staff or the people who are around him at training camp or around the facility, then of course he's going to go and do his own thing. Yeah, so is it really that much of a problem?
This would require an adult decision with an adult discussion among adults. And the people who are fucking complaining about it are complaining about it on their break shift when they're not having to flip burgers and make fries. And that's how their business and their life operates. So they assume that everybody else is going to be as irresponsible as that. And I agree. I think that it's not at all unusual for them to do something like that. And it's not at all unusual for them to say something like that. He is your boss. He is your boss. Yeah. You're not going to leave him out in the cold, except for Albert Hainsworth. He did.
I think the only other thing I've seen in any sort of news was that Mitchell Rales and Josh Harris have been to the
they were meeting with the
finance committee.
The finance committee right now. I haven't seen anything.
I've just seen Nikki Javala's put pictures up saying of them leaving, so they must be over.
Well, hopefully we'll hear something within the next day or two.
It is Big Jim again.
I'll tell you something. We just finished our negotiation. Look, man, the pizza got here, so I told those guys to beat it. I said, go on home. I'm busy.
How's things off the ketamine then, Jim? All right.
I'm sorry. What did you? I'm sorry. What
I said? How's life? How's life substitute ketamine? Yeah. Oh,
my God, I can't understand a word he's saying. Is he from Arabia or something? Jesus. He talks so fast. I tell you something. Almost, he sounded like one of those. Yeah, Jesus. What did he say?
It doesn't matter, Jim. It's fine. It's nice to speak to you.
Well, I suppose so. Goodbye.
I love Jim. I love Jim.
Yeah, keep him in the news for a little while. I do have fun playing around with Jim.
I haven't seen any. I'm just looking now. I don't see anything about what happened in the meeting. So I'm sure news will come out tomorrow.
One of the things, again, I bring up John Kime because he's one of the few that I'm actually going to listen to for the most part. He made a point in that they have how many partners? 19.
Yeah,
19 partners. He says that aside from the fact that they've got to vet all of these people and all of the people that are around these people, as in their heirs and whatnot. They've also got to recognize that going forward, if you're going to buy an NFL football team, you're probably going to have to come in with a group like this because you just don't have the kind of money laying around that it costs now to go and buy into this league. So if any of them are interested in selling, or thinking about it, then this is something that they also have to figure out. This is going to set a lot of precedent.
Precedent. That means
absolutely.
Precedent. Jesus Christ. Who the fuck is the president?
It's the guy who keeps falling over. Yeah.
I'm telling you, anyway. It must be me. I'm the president. Jesus Christ, I'm the president.
All right.
So apparently, you need is it 30% you need as liquidity when you're buying an NFL
frankly,
team?
when I make my $7-8 billion deals, I don't really pay attention to the fine print. I don't know.
Yeah, the biggest shareholder needs to have 30% of it in cash.
That's fun. I tell you what, this is exactly why I watch football, so that I can talk about like liquid assets and shit like that. Boy, I tell you.
Which really, I mean, they really do need to change the rules, especially as high as these fucking, teams are selling for nowadays. I mean, just think about it. Snyder bought it for under $1 billion, and now we're multiplying that
6.6.
I mean,
who's got 1.8 billion just laying in a back sky? Like, yeah, all right, I'll just
let me go to the basement to my vault.
Brian, what was his name? Brian Davis? Apparently not him.
Brian Davis, who dropped his lawsuit. Yeah.
Well, see, now this is how it goes in America now, Scott. You don't need to freaking do anything. I'm just going to pay about a month's worth of legal fees and say, okay, well, nah. And that's not the headline. The headline is, I'm dropping this big giant lawsuit. Right?
No, but I mean, that was ridiculous. He went from, what did he want, 500 billion to down to 99,999. So then, oh shit, I've been found out. I'll drop the entire thing. I'm sorry for wasting your time. Yeah,
that's right. I want 500 billion. God damn it, 500 billion with a B, bitch.
It's like, yeah, honestly, absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's like Dr. Evil out of thingy, isn't it? $1 billion.
All the way down to 99,000 or 999. Yeah, let's just hope that that's the last stupid drama that we have going on.
Unbelievable.
So,
but
here's hoping for a good season.
He clearly doesn't have white people's money, that's for sure, John. Anyway, we'll move on.
Don't come from it. Oh yeah, friggin' Scouse.
I got white people's money.
I know. I'm like Scouse. This is America. We can.
No, that's what he said though.
I know.
Brian Davis. Said,
that's what Brian Davis said.
Yeah, he said on the call-in.
Yeah.
He said,
I got white people's money. I got Italians' money. I got
that's what he said,
Sicilians' money. I got when somebody asked him, he said. This movie's coming from the money. They thought the money's coming from the Middle East, and he was like, "No, this is white people's money. Yeah, they're Italians, they're Sicilians, they're Jewish. Getting money from the Jews."
I do remember reading something about that, but I didn't think it was serious because, for one, it's hard to really tell, and I wasn't going to click far enough into it to really give a shit because I didn't. It
was on the
Sports
radio
Junkies.
Show, the Junkies. That's it.
I don't. No, there's no way. There's not a chance I'm gonna.
They're fucking stupid.
I don't care for that. But the fact of the matter is, I don't care about those kinds of things. So I paid just an ancillary attention to them, so that I don't really even care. But that is pretty funny.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Sorry,
I
got too much else to think about.
Every time I see Curtis Samuel catch a football, because he's wearing the number 4, and it gives me nightmares of fucking Taylor Heineken. I'm just saying.
He's down there on the freaking.
Like, what the hell? I thought we got rid of him.
Special. He's down there on the Philly special. Samuel. Look, I know I don't sound like I know jack shit about what I'm talking about because I'm always fucking around on here because it's the off season and there ain't shit to talk about that makes me sound like I know anything because I don't. It's the fucking off season and I don't know shit about what they're practicing and what they're trying to do. So I don't pretend that I do. And I forget people's names. So people go, he doesn't know shit.
Who is 10 now? Who is number 10?
Number 10?
All right, so I don't know.
No idea.
I haven't got a clue either. Interestingly enough,
no.
I'm sure.
I don't know if they've allocated it.
Okay. This is now turning into the Research the Commanders roster podcast.
So it's funny.
They've changed
ESPN
numbers.
Still, ESPN still has it as Curtis Samuel, but
what number is Mr. Potato?
79.
Now him I'll keep an eye on. Get it?
Ben Potato.
Ben Potato. He's our guy.
Ben Potato. He's doing all right. He actually looked quite good on that drill. So if you go back to that picture where that video where Casey Toohill was getting called out, he's on that video.
I like it when he told him Toohill, God damn it, look at it, Potato knows how to do it. How about you?
So this account, it was this was in April 2020. The quarterback data mine says Jacoby Brissett was the 5th best deep passer in the NFL in 2019.
He ain't a dink and dunk guy.
He hit 51.6 of his throws, but last year,
what's his name up there? Donovan Peoples-Jones? Isn't he in Cleveland? Yeah. He had a few with him, and that were just as pretty as can be. He made a good connection with Donovan Peoples-Jones. So I don't know where that notion came from, because he's really not. He's been in so many offenses he couldn't possibly be. He's been everywhere. He's been backup for everybody. So
only won 3 games last season, though.
That's Cleveland Browns for you. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. I saw the other day.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
I saw a headline the other day where the Browns are expecting. We're into Deshaun Watson. We're laying the glove down. We're expecting things out of you. And I'm like, or what? Or what the fuck are you gonna do? You gonna bench that much money, or are you gonna cut it and take $170 million cap hit? What are you gonna do? Yeah, they lost all their power with anything to do with Deshaun Watson. Could go out there and go 0-18 this or 0-17 this year, and they can't do jack shit to him. They'll put their own throat in the noose. So I would think that really calling out the Browns for anything is just stupid. And anybody mentioning Donovan Peoples-Jones like that should be taken outside and beaten.
Any player that's not in college, or I should say any player that chooses to wear the number 0 is ridiculous. Brian Burns.
I think Quan Martin wore 0 in college.
In college is fine. I'm talking about in NFL. Number 0 doesn't belong in the NFL.
There was a couple of double zeros that I remember from the past, and I'm glad Keith isn't here because he's laying on his busted ass and he's not going to get up off his couch so that he can come and yell at me for being goddamn old. But there was a wide receiver for the Houston Oilers. Who the fuck are they? 0-0. His name was Ken Burrow. Ken Burrow, and that dude was badass. And there was a center for the Raiders named Jim Otto, who I don't know. He might be in the Hall of Fame, but he was 0-0 too. There might have been 1 or 2 other ones, but those are the 2 I remember the most.
0 might not be that bad. I'd have to look, but 0. I mean, Brian Burns, he just came out and says he's switching. It just looks dumb. It just looks. I don't know if y'all can see that.
I think you should be number F.
You can't.
I can't see that. It's no. There we see. I see that now. I see it. It looks like an 8 that they forgot to finish.
Yeah, it does. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right.
No, it doesn't.
Nah, I'm not really a fan of interior defensive linemen with number 12. Number 13. That kind of gets me confused.
47.
I'm okay with any skill position players, having single digits, but or in the 80s. But if you're going to imagine Terry McLaurin wearing 52.
That's trying to cram that number crap down our throat. That's what they're doing.
But
pretty soon we maybe put that on the Republican.
I remember back in the days, Robert Cedars had to wear in the 80s. I mean,
that's right. Well, there was a whole litany that they had to wear so that the officials wouldn't get confused. That's my whole thing, is that the officials have a hard enough fucking job. Now you're going to make it even harder on them, So they said you can't change the offensive line's number because that's who they're calling penalties on the most anyway.
That's true.
All right. So it does look with Scott with those shadows. Looks like he's in a very ominous place.
Where an Amish place? Did you say
an ominous?
Ominous. Oh, ominous. Right.
Not an Amish place.
They said Amish. I was like, no, there's no one here with.
Actually, that looks like the sky in New York City right now. Is what that
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, New York. All right. Well, then I guess we'll be back in 2 weeks or so to talk about literally nothing because it's going to be fucking middle of June. Nothing's going to be going on. I don't even know why we're going to get together. We'll figure out a reason why when it comes right down.
We'll get there. The sale might be complete by then, John.
Huh? The sale might be complete by then.
Yeah.
Hot diggity.
Look at how our next podcast we should do some like superlatives or
But see, then we have all of July to go, man. You got to think about this.
Well, we'll do positional breakdowns.
Oh, great!
Oh, yeah,
looking forward to that.
Then you can start learning the numbers of
who's who, John.
Who's who.
What we'll do. Yeah. Positional breakdowns on the
maybe we'll start off. We'll start off with something. We'll start off with the offensive line. How about that?
Let's do that.
We'll start off with probably the most worrisome position on the field, I would say.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You have the biggest questions about. It's the one that you worrisome is right. I mean, I wouldn't say that. It's
or maybe we should end with that. We should end with the offensive line.
Right.
Think?
So here, that's right. Okay. We'll leave a teaser for next week. Find out next time on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast why the offensive line is suspect and worrisome. Oh wait, did I throw those things off in here?
All right, so we're gonna do offensive line next podcast.
Offensive line next time.
All right.
Find out next time on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast why the offensive line makes everybody wonder what the fuck's going on. I pushed the wrong button.
Far, far away land.
I did. I pushed the wrong button, and there we go. Hey, but you know what? You're not tuning into this show for the fucking production values. Oh, yeah.
Fucking Class A.
I can show you one more time. Eric Bieniemy trashing Tokyo. Did you notice there in the beginning of that video that the Roman columns that were out there, that was the Roman district in Tokyo? That's
well,
where
I hope that
you get like spaghetti for young.
I've noticed that in our chat, Yam Starch hasn't been on, so I hope he's all right.
Yeah, well, you know,
I haven't seen him in a little bit on Twitter either. He usually says what's up or jumps on my comments on some stuff. So yeah, I think he's moving back. If I
he said he was.
I think he's moving back. So maybe that's what he's doing, trying to get acclimated to the time.
It could be. Yeah. It could be. Of course, you do have to watch out when you're leaving Japan. You know, you got to fly on a day where there's not any monster activity because it can be hazardous to the flight. So, all right.
So hopefully we will get some news here soon.
So.
No news.
The sale news.
Sale news. That's fine. We can go with sale news because news at this time of year is never fucking good, right?
And here's crossing my fingers that we get Hard Knocks. It would be cool.
I think that would be kind of fun.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Right. Especially when
I don't think it will happen, but it would be really cool.
Maybe we can watch some of the outtakes where they keep stopping the camera and telling Rio to get the fuck out of the way. Get out of the way. Just teasing. All right, we'll see you next time on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. I almost said